Great. Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Alicia and this is Alicia's Journal. Today we have a very, very special guest. Her name is Jannette Barrett. And Jannette has so many hats. I'm going to reel off a few. She is a speaker, an author, a playwright, and a poet. And she has many creative hats. And so I'm so excited to have her here. Welcome, Jannette.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. So I wanted to get straight into it because you are someone who has quite a story and many, many things to speak about.
I do.
So the first thing I want to speak about is the key theme of this particular project is reclaiming narratives. So I want to talk about what were some of the narratives that you heard as a woman growing up and how those impacted you both personally and professionally.
Well, really, when I was growing up, I'm a child of the 60s.
Okay.
So at my time, nothing was really politically correct. Mm-hmm. And we were shown and told that we must remain in our place. Mm. Woman was there, men was there. Men had their roles, women had their roles. And we weren't really allowed to step out of the status quo or the conformity. And in school, we were... The women or the girls were said, okay, what would you like to do in your nursing? What would you like to be a housewife? What would you cook? Mm. The subjects in school was home economics. Mm. I wanted to do carpentry and things like that. Right. But you were set in a narrative that it was women's stuff, the pink and the blue.
Wow.
End of.
Wow. That's really, really interesting because that's something we've not really touched on in terms of, you know, boys having to wear blue and girls having to wear pink and how that can, you know, always like be restrictive from the moment we're growing up until, you know, even adulthood. Some boys fear even wearing pink. They feel like it's,
they do.
You know, it's masculine,
ingrained.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Okay, so the exhibition aims to uplift underrepresented voices specifically. Mm-hmm. And so I think it was really, really important to, you know, note that you and your husband, Paul, who can't be here today, you guys showed up as a couple. You've been together for a very long time and we'll get into that. And so I want to ask you, what was it like to be in those spaces, you united as a couple in, you know, spaces that typically you wouldn't see black people in, like the Birmingham Library, like, you know, University of East London, like Wolverhampton Gallery. What was that like?
Well, first of all, growing up, there was no books that represented me. Mm. One, as a woman of substance. Right. Secondly, to see my skin tone doing anything positive. Mm. So when this came along as an adult, and like I said before, I'm a child of the 60s, my parents never went into things beyond a certain level, management or anything like that. It was the work floor. Mm-hmm. They didn't progress. Mm. So when I saw something like this, I thought, let me show myself and let me show my husband for the strength of the couple we are, and that people of my age group, the middle age group, are not set with what we were shown and taught. We have gone beyond that and we will continue to go beyond that and reach whatever level we want to.
Love that. Absolutely love that. So in your bio, specifically, you guys describe yourself as Jamafrican. Can you explain that to us? What does that mean?
Well, we have the Jamaican colours here.
Yeah.
But we have the African print.
Love it.
I know, my husband knows that we all stem from African soil. Mm-hmm. But we have got Jamaican heritage.
Right.
So beyond the Jamaican heritage, we know that from enslavement, we came from Africa and we were placed within the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
So why not join the two together and say, Jamafrican?
I love that.
It had to be that.
Yeah, absolutely love that.
Thank you.
So you guys have been together for 33 years. That's a very, very, very long time. And it's a true testament to your resilience and unity, right? And I want to ask you, what are some of the key elements that keep you guys strong and keep you guys together?
Well, the first element is compromise.
Right.
And also to understand from each other that you're not going to be the same person year in, year out. If you are the same person, it means you haven't grown. It means you haven't adjusted.
Right.
So when we got together, we spoke about development, evolvement, and that would be part of the status quo. If we're having children together, we expect our children to develop and grow. They expect us, for the parents to develop and grow along with them. So compromise had to be the key element in the relationship. And once that was grounded and we discussed that, everything just fell into place and continued to fall into place. I support his work, he supports mine.
Love that. And you clearly are a power couple. I would definitely say that.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you, like, as a creative and a writer, I think one of the things that stood out to me is you've wrote quite a lot of plays, right? And you've done a lot of, you've have a series, a book series, and it just stood out to me that you have dyslexia, but you have overcome all these challenges and you still manage to be able to get that creative energy out, where some people might think, I can't do it, or have, doubts about whether they could do it. So, can you speak to me about what challenges you had with dyslexia and how you overcame those?
Well, I think initially I didn't really know that I had a problem. So I didn't have what you would call a background compromise.
Right.
So I just continued to be who I was. And the main thing is because I have a sister who's got neurodiverse symptoms. She's got autism. And we shared the same year in school. So when she was in her class and she was not focusing, I was taken out of my class to be with her in the medical room. In those days, you stayed in the medical room. There wasn't a classroom assistant.
Right.
You went in there. And with her behaviour, I learned how to cope with that behaviour and also a way of calming her down. But then I had to catch up with my own schoolwork. So I found various different ways to catch up with that work. The main way, I showed my teachers that I knew what the work was. My mouth.
Okay.
Orally.
Right.
I would be one of the first ones to put my hand up. Yes, miss, I know. And I would do that continuously to hide what I couldn't do.
Right, okay.
So as long as the teacher knew that I knew what she was talking about, I could demonstrate that orally, then my work would be overlooked.
Oh, okay.
Because in those days, you had to demonstrate how you got to an answer. There weren't calculators or smartphones or anything like that. You had to demonstrate each thing. Well, I didn't demonstrate anything.
Right.
Only by this.
Right. Okay.
And
the
that's
rest
how
is the
I
rest.
coped. And I think that was the beginning of me elaborating on everything and not being in fear to use this to get by.
Yeah, because, I think one of the things that I do notice about you is you're very matter of fact. You know what you want.
Yes.
You speak your mind.
I do.
And I think, that's to be admired, especially as women, specifically Black women. There are certain stigmas that are attached to us, the angry Black women, right?
Talk to me.
And so I want to know, you might have had to kick down a few doors or knock on a few doors quite hardly to be able to, get these types of stories out.
Yes.
Especially the ones that you write about in terms of, you're writing about people's legacies, right? And so I want to know, what was that like? Did you ever come into contact with challenges?
I always come in contact with challenges.
Yeah.
The main challenge is myself. Whether I can get through that.
Right.
Because first of all, it's always a form to fill in to show who I am.
Okay.
Or I'm going to apply for this, or I'm going to go and speak there. There's a form. So I have to get over that first. Once I get over that, I think that's that door knocked down. Now I'm going through it.
Love that.
And I know once I get through that door, I'm okay. No one's going to shake me once I pass the door. It's just the door. But once I'm in, girl,
that's it.
That's it. I'm all the way.
So I think that I'm intrigued to know about where you got this type of personality from. And you shared with me an article, Fear Factor 50. And one of the people that you speak about was your mother. And you talk about how she was strong, how she was disciplined, how she was resilient. Is that where you get this type of personality from? Is that what you learned?
I think partly, and in that generation, the way women were anyway.
Right.
Because back in those days, women, I mean, the least children you had was probably 6. And there was 9 and there was 11 children. So imagine being the matriarch of that family.
Yeah.
And you're having to navigate the personalities of 7, 8, 9, 10 children. How do you compartmentalize all of their personalities unless you were strong enough to say, hey, 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 do. You had to have this strength. And then with that strength, we all had that respect. So I wanted to emulate that in my own life. And that's where it started. You mimic what you see and hear. So the strength of character from my mother definitely stemmed down to me. And secondly, I had to be strong in order to control what was going on with my sister as well through school. And the kind of names that she was given in school. We used the name spastic and dunce and all those things back then. I had to be ready for people that would slay her with that. I know why. I was ready both physically, orally, and mentally.
Physically.
Physically to combat that and shut that down.
So you sounded like you was really her protector.
I had to protect her.
Her defender.
I had to protect her.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody else.
Okay.
There wasn't anybody.
Shout out to our sponsors, Arts Council England, Fashion Afrique, and Anais Art. Without you, none of this would be possible. You truly have helped to keep our vision and our mission going. Also, if you're an individual or organisation that would like to collaborate with us and you believe in collaboration over competition, then email us at blackhistoryproject2025@gmail.com.
Else. I needed to automatically play mother.
Right.
As soon as we were really in school, I was playing mother, and I haven't stopped playing mother with her to this day.
Right. Okay. I understand. So talk to me a little bit about, I think one of the things that stands out to me is you don't really see couples typically going back to yourself and Paul, last a span of 33 years. And is that because you saw your mum and dad up and coming in that way where they was able to compromise and navigate having, a house full of children? Is that where you learned it?
Yeah, I think I learned in my generation that the mother and the father did stay together. There wasn't many that you didn't go down the road and be with friends and the mother and father wasn't present. That's how I was. It was always a mother and father. So together we said we would be mother and father forever. Amen. Come what may. And I do believe in that when you are in a relationship, unless of course there are issues.
Right.
I believe get out.
Yeah.
But if you can grow in a relationship, then have your compromises and stick with it. And stick with it.
Okay. Love that. Okay. So I think another thing that stands out to me, especially in the article again, Fifth Factor 50, is you talk about your mother's journey with cancer, right? And then you speak about your own.
Yeah.
And you make some comparisons, to kind of you being diagnosed and you reflecting on what happened with your mother at that time when you was diagnosed. So can you talk me through what that was like for you?
Well, none of us, there were 6 girls and one boy for us. And none of us girls knew that mother had cancer to begin with. The only time I knew mother had cancer when I saw how she was, when I had her in the bath, when I saw her prosthesis breast in a bowl.
Oh my gosh, okay.
I mean, that was shocking enough as it is, because as a child, I just found myself thinking that as I grew, it would just fall off in PE or something. I was that naive because I wasn't taught.
Absolutely.
I wasn't shown. I wasn't told. And then I had to nurse my mother with one of my sisters, Juliana, in the last stages of her cancer. So I saw what it did. I saw the devastation in the family. And when it was my turn, I said I would not let the family go through that. So I kept it to myself.
Right. Like your mum did.
Like my mum did. And then I really understood my mother then. That was a light bulb moment. Until I knew that I was going to be okay, then I opened my mouth. But to begin with, I thought I'm going to die. I'm going to die like her. I went straight away into living in care.
Right.
So that I could mask all my symptoms and they wouldn't know a damn thing.
Right.
I was nursing somebody else. I was moving them, personal care, lifting everything straight after having treatment and coming back in and being there.
Right.
But I could be sick privately at night. I could cry privately at night. Keep all that pain to myself and prevent my family from going through it. Until I was given, it's clearing, you're getting through. Then I opened my mouth. And when I opened my mouth, what I expected would have come from the beginning came like a thunderbolt. And I said, girl, you did the right thing. There is no way under God's earth they would have took it. I would have had to again carry the weight of myself and all of them because I do it now. I carry the weight of my family now. I do that. And if it wasn't for this man here, oh, carumba.
It's your backbone.
Backbone, blood, cells, tissue,
Love it.
everything. That's him. The quiet person that's just stayed by my side, but you mess with me? Thunder and lightning, sulfur and fire. He will open his mouth and defend.
It feels like, one of the things that I noticed about Black women in particular is we just carry the weight of the world, right?
Yeah.
And I think when I'm listening to your story, it really highlights to me the things that my grandma went through, the things that my mum went through, the things that I see other Black women go through. It's like we carry this armor of strength to the point where we don't show vulnerability, to the people that we are normally and usually strong for. And I think what really stands out to me is, despite you going through cancer, that's something really deep, really serious. You felt when you was able to open up your mouth, you said, I did the right thing.
Yeah, I still stand by that.
Yeah.
And I need to let all the women out there, if you think, I'm shouting and holding things, let me just say one thing to you, and this is if you are spiritual or religious. God said we are going to birth through pains. Yeah? We are going to birth through pains. Birth doesn't necessarily mean childbirth. It means anything that you go for, anything that you want to birth, you're going to go through pain for it. So you're going to have to be resilient with it. So if you're going through any pain now, you know that God's got your back. He told you you're going to go through that. But you're going through that to give you the strength to carry the event, the book, the person, the child, any issue that you got. You're going through pain for it to strengthen you, to give you the resilience to carry it to fruition. So you hang in there. He's got you. Trust me.
I love that. God's got you. Absolutely. I think, one of the things that strength can do is, you can still feel fear while being strong.
Absolutely.
You can still feel like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to be strong, but I'm still very scared, God. Like, I'm still scared. I'm going to push through, but I'm still very fearful.
Yeah.
And one of the things that stood out to me is a line that you wrote, fear doesn't always prevent you from doing. It can be the element that drives you into being. So I want to ask you to give some words to anyone facing fear right now. What advice would you give them in terms of transforming fear into power?
Yeah. Fear is your fire. Without the fire, you won't get the drive to continue. Fear brings your adrenaline. Your adrenaline brings your strength. You need the strength to pass through. You need the strength to conquer. Because whenever you are doing anything, you're going to get the enemy that's going to come to you left, right, center, top and bottom. If you haven't got that fear to push, you're not going to succeed. Faith and fear are cousins. You put the two together You can do anything. Faith on its own isn't strong enough. Faith and fear is like a positive and a negative, like a battery. The battery's got the positive and the negative. It's only the two of them together that are joined in something that powers the light, that powers the energy. Don't say no to your negativity and only to your positivity, because the two of them have to sail together for things to work, let me tell you.
Wow, that was really powerful. You know, a key part of this is we want to tell people stories. And so your story continues, you know, and I have no doubt it's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
So looking back on your journey, your challenges, your victories, and the legacy that you continue to build, what is one message that you want people to remember you by?
I think for people to remember you, they want to remember that you always tried. Whatever you face, you didn't say, okay, I've had enough of this, I can't do no more. Because the minute you use those words, I've had enough, I can't do no more, believe you me, something else gets planted in your head. Have you ever heard of second wind? We all get it when we're just about to fall. Something happens, right? Because we are people that drive with flesh only. Your second wind is your spirit. This is what we have to listen to sometimes. I want my legacy to say that Jan, who can, always drove with her spirit. No matter what happened, no matter what she faced, sickness or goodness, she kept on going. And so can you.
Okay, absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Jannette. We have come to time. If you would like to connect with Jannette and myself, all the information will be down in the description box below. Take care. See you soon and take care. Bye-bye.
Peace, love and light.
Bye.